official suspension is 11 games.
Yep.
He will be fined $5 million, but he will be back for the final playoff push.
Yep.
What's your reaction to this final suspension?
I think that, listen, as I've said before, and I'll say it very quickly, there was no amount of games that was going to feel right. And by that, I mean, if he didn't do it, he should get 0 games. If he did it, and you're talking about 24 plus cases of credible cases of alleged sexual misconduct, 1 season's not enough. 2 seasons feels like, I don't know. That's like, a game and a half per accuser. Right. So there was never, you were never going to be able to thread the needle. But we always knew 6 was not enough. From a purely cold perspective, what's best for the NFL and best for the Browns, it was that the suspension end this year, because then the storyline ends this year. If they would have suspended him the entire season, then the entire saga of Deshaun's return, his first game with the Browns, is now a story in the vacuum of next offseason when people are looking for things to discuss. I found it odd that they did 11 and not 12, because that now lets him come back for the Texans game. And so there's going to be a lot of media attention surrounding that, because their 12th game of the season is the Texans game. I, however, do not believe there will be a playoff push for the Browns. What does their record need to be in order for them to be a credible playoff contender? 7-4 after 11 games? Some people might say 6-5, but the other element of this, and this is to me the more I guess unique opinion, is I think the Browns fans and management are going to look back on this trade as such an absolute football disaster. Not just, forget PR, forget morality, forget all of those things. From a football perspective, Deshaun Watson did not play at all last year.
Right.
He is now not going to play for the first 3 months of this year. He is an incredibly talented player. With that said, we have seen a team quarterbacked by Deshaun Watson that had deficiencies in other areas go 4-12 when he was the quarterback for the full season. So what's my point there? Because they're not going to be able to call it restock their team through the draft the way they would otherwise like to, because of the trades and what they gave up for him, because of the time off, because of all of that, and because the quarterbacking in the AFC is now so overwhelming, I think the return on investment from a pure football perspective is not going to be what the Browns wanted. And because he wasn't suspended the full year, if he was suspended the full year, his contract would toll, which means basically he would freeze in time.
Right.
And he should be paid in 2022, he'd be paid in 2023,
right,
so on and so forth. Because he's coming back this year, that doesn't happen. The contract goes on its regular timeline. So in 2023, 2024, 2025, and 2026, just quickly, Deshaun Watson has either the highest or the second highest cap hit of any player in the sport all 4 years. So you don't have your first round picks. You have the most expensive quarterback in the sport, who right now might be the 5th best quarterback in his own conference. And people can say that's oh, Nick, you're underselling him. Mahomes, Allen, Herbert, Burrow, Lamar. There's 5. Now, you want to argue Lamar over a couple of those guys? You can, but you also could argue all of those guys over Lamar. And that's before some people love Russell Wilson. I'm sorry, over Lamar, over Deshaun. Some people love Russell Wilson. There's other people that could have been included. So if I had to guess, I know I'm stepping on what you were I just looked at it. You were going to ask me what their record was going to be. My apologies. Like I said, I got a lot of takes built up. I'm ready to go.
Good.
I think that if you look at the Browns through the first 11 games, what are to me games they're definitely losing? To me, they're definitely losing to the Chargers, to the Ravens, to the Bengals, to the Bills, to the Bucks. That's 5. Those aren't definite losses. Say in those 5 games, they go 1-4. Then their other games are Panthers, Jets, Steelers, Patriots, Dolphins. So even if they They're not going to sweep those with Jacoby at quarterback. So, yeah, I mean, I think 6-5 is the best they can hope for. And I don't think Deshaun's going to come back after nearly 2 years off and
just be a star.
and just be awesome.
Right.
There's going to be some rust. There's going to be all of that. So I don't think it'll be a playoff push. I think the Browns fans are already upset with this. I think they're going to get more upset. Okay.
Hey, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button to get more from the show, and make sure to click the bell to get notified every time new content drops. Check out full episodes of What's Right wherever you get your podcasts, or just click the link in the description below.